hold up, I'm breaking ankles like some old tops. My rhyme steady going, please don't ask me if the flow stop. Deep in the pocket like the roof on a drop top. 101 Dalmatians, the way your boy drop dots. Man, hold up, I got you diving when I'm juking. The clips so sick like the smell from when you're pooping. I ain't get down and click the sub button and hit the bell, cause I got a lot more of it. Yeah, who's mains? Terrence House head, who's mains? Batman, Bruce Wayne.
What's goody, what's poppin' YouTube? It's your boy WhosManz. You already know what time it is. About to get into a new video. Before you get into all of that, go ahead, if you are new, hit the subscribe button and the bell. I have some tips and tricks and things like that, especially for the people that really like to nerd out about football. I'm getting into the nitty-gritty about stuff. So today I just want to get into little tips and tricks that may help you pull out those really tight games, or maybe just help you win games in general. I watch a lot of games, and aside from whatever scheme you're trying to run, aside from all the little things you're trying to do, a lot of people lose games because they're either getting cocky or they're just making stupid little mistakes. And it's okay, everybody does it, you know, but I'm just going to show you guys, especially the new guys to Madden, or maybe you don't understand football that well, just showing you guys things like that to help you out. So let's get into some game footage, and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. Actually, before I get into game footage, I'm going to show you guys some practice footage and stuff like that. This is from a previous video. I'm showing you guys a play, but I'm going to get into a clip of some things. And basically what I'm showing you guys is practice mode. First off, get into practice mode. If you're running a scheme, memorize the ins and outs of everything that you're doing. Every play, ins and outs, everything. There's a huge benefit to that because you understand what is supposed to happen in that scheme. If something does not work, figure out why it didn't work. One way you can do that is to then get into all the different coverages. I'm talking about cover 2 zone, cover 2 man, cover 1 man, cover 3, cover 4. I mean, get into all of that. Split field coverages. Understand the ins and outs of each and every zone. When you figure that stuff out, then you understand exactly what it is you're supposed to do on defense, and also what you're supposed to do on offense, and what you're supposed to look for. It just makes it a lot easier when you're running your plays. That way you're not having to key in only on one person, right? And like I said, this is footage from a past video of what you should be looking for. So with that said, I'm just gonna move into some of the gameplay. Alright, so here's a game that I showed you guys beforehand, and I'm just gonna let it play through. My first tip is just gonna be to stay calm. So in this instance here, it's late in the third quarter. My opponent is just driving. But the thing is, he's not taking huge chunks. He's just picking up, little by little. And right now, I don't want to panic. I just want to continue on with the scheme that I have. When you do this, you basically keep in your pocket. You're forcing your opponent to not make mistakes. You see there, he almost makes a mistake, but I'm still not going to panic. If I give up 3 points, I give up 3 points. You have to be confident in yourself. Not overconfident, but confident in yourself. Continue to stay calm, stay in your pocket, and force your opponent to make your mistakes, right? So here it is 3rd and 5. I understand what my opponent wants to do. So I have a feeling he's going to run the play action. He runs his play action, and he ends up throwing an interception right there. So that's huge for us. But remember to stay calm when you are calling plays, especially on defense. Just stay calm because you want to force your opponent to make a mistake. One thing that I also noticed in this clip too is if you do not have anything that is open or you feel comfortable about, you don't have to throw the ball. You can throw it away. If he would have just thrown the ball away, he could have at least taken 3 and gone up by a possession there. But instead, he forces the ball and throws a pick. So once again, do not force passes. If you can't throw the ball away, punt or kick your field goal. Another example here is trusting in the run. Just understand that not every play is going to be a huge chunk play, but you have to be consistent with certain things. Whether you're in a air raid type scheme where you're throwing the ball a bunch of times, or if you're in a run heavy scheme where you're running a lot, you have to be efficient with your play calling, efficient with your runs. So here, I don't pick up a lot of yards there. That doesn't discourage me to keep running. Just because somebody may be stopping the run at that point doesn't mean I'm going to stop. I may change what kind of run I'm doing. Understanding the fronts and things like that play a big part. So just understand what your opponent's doing and understand different counters to that. So just don't count things out if they didn't go the right way the first couple of times. As you see there, end up picking up the first down. One huge thing that you got to learn is clock management. That way when you get in these situations here, you're not panicking about time. One huge thing I had to do here was conservative catch this so I don't roll out of bounds. One thing, though, is understanding the clock, how it moves, when the clock stops, when you run out of bounds, things like that. When you run out of bounds, if it's the fourth quarter, the second quarter, the clock will stop when you run out of bounds under 2 minutes. Other than that, it won't stop. And also, trying to get yourself into the best position to kick a field goal is key. Understanding how far your kicker can kick, things like that. There's going to be times you have to take chances, and when you have to take those chances, you still cannot force anything. If I were to throw an interception in that point, the game would go into overtime, and I could possibly lose. If that wide receiver was not open, I still would have been able to throw the ball out of bounds and still kick a field goal, and just have to keep him out of field goal range. Other than that, man, just take what you're given. Dude, don't force anything and be better at clock management. Now, here's a huge tip that I know people don't like doing because they think they think they're just worse because they punt the ball and they don't score every single possession. But take your field goals, man. The difference can be you getting 3 or them getting 3 or them getting 7. That 3 points goes a long way, and you're going to see in this game how me taking my 3s helped me win the game. If I don't, I could lose. For instance, my opponent does not punt the ball here. He throws a pick, and that's a free 7 points for me. Later on in the game, I decide to take my 3 instead of trying to go for this 4th and 20, which would be absolutely stupid. Yes, there's a chance you can get it, but take your 3. So now I'm still up by 3. When my opponent scores next time, I go for my 3 again. That puts me up 6 here instead of 3, which means he at least has to score a touchdown to tie. He does, but look at that. I didn't score a touchdown and still won the game because I took my 3s. This would have been a lot harder if I tried to go for it. That means I would have had to score a touchdown at the end of the game instead of a field goal. So definitely take your 3s when you can. Stop trying to go for everything. There is a time and place when you can go for it, but for the most part, take your 3s. Also, that ties in with punting the ball. There's a time and place when to punt the ball. A lot of the times, especially when you watch the NFL, if teams are on like the 40, opposite side of the field on the 40, somewhere around there, anywhere a little bit past the 50, you have the option to punt the ball, especially if you're comfortable enough with punting the ball that short. But there are times when you can go for it, especially if it's like 4th and 3, 4th and 2. But in situations where it's like 4th and 20, 4th and 15, 4th and long, definitely punt the ball, man. Put your opponent at a disadvantage when trying to score. You don't want them only having to go 40 yards to score. It makes it a lot easier to play defense when you know that they have to go 80-plus yards to score, a touchdown. So do that. These little things, I'm telling you, will just make the world of difference when you're trying to win games, especially close games. There are times when you can't go for it, like I said, especially when you're on the goal line and you are confident in your defense. Definitely not every single time, but it maybe if the momentum is on your side. I'm not talking about the momentum bar, but the momentum's your side. Your defense is really doing, putting in work. You have them kind of locked up. Maybe go for it. There's that chance you can get the safety or just have them punt the ball back to you in a better part of the field. So hopefully these tips work for you. Let me know in the comments. Sorry I can't upload any actual gameplay. Just everything, my whole setup right now is not great, but I should be getting a computer here soon. When, I don't know, hopefully this year, but right now I don't, it's not looking like I'm going to get one. I will be putting up clips and things. There's still a way for me to do that, but for right now, I'm not going to be able to put up full gameplays, so I'll have to just do tips and stuff like that, maybe some highlights. Other than that, I will be playing Madden 24, probably not a lot, but yeah. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Give it to God. God bless you all. Love you. Peace.